I don't really think I liked Jazzy and the Pussycats. There were a couple of moments that I did like. For example, the second time we see the ostrich, I thought that was pretty good. It's in the distance and you have to really look out for it. Well, it caught my eye, but look through the kitchen window, you'll see what I mean. But aside from that, maybe because I'm not into jazz music, I didn't really like it, but I feel like Bart's narrative could have been interesting. Lisa's not so much. This is the second episode of the 18th season of The Simpsons, directed by Stephen Dean Moore. And Bart, it's actually, well, I don't want to say what the opening scene is, but I will say it involves Amber. And I didn't see it coming, and I thought it was pretty interesting. But Bart does something terrible, and he goes to see a doctor, and the doctor prescribes drumming. And I actually thought this was pretty great because it needs energy and concentration. And as the doctor says, Bart is lacking in one of those things. And it gives Bart this really great outlet, and he becomes really good at it. And he gets the opportunity to play with these jazz musicians, and Lisa is jealous. So Lisa ends up taking in some animals. And when I say some animals, well, I've already mentioned the ostrich. I won't mention any more, but we're not just talking dogs and cats. She has a dream, though, about one of the dogs, which rather amused me quite a lot, and definitely felt very Lisa. It's a very, very typical episode for Lisa. It's about her love of music, about her fear of rejection, and about her agony over poor abandoned animals. So for Lisa, everything made a lot of sense, and for Bart, I thought it was a really great opportunity. I'm pretty confident we'll never see the drum kit again. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I do think it was a really brilliant outlet for Bart, and if anybody watching it either behaves like Bart or knows, has a child who behaves like Bart, I feel like having something that's productive, but that's, well, noisy and, drumming is a great way to relieve stress. If you ever drummed, I'm not very good at drumming, but I can completely understand, the stress relief there. And for Bart, it's something that allowed him to focus. And yeah, if anybody watching it can benefit from that, I think that's a really good thing. I don't care for jazz music or music in general. I'm just not into music. So, for example, the White Stripes were in it. It didn't really mean anything for me. The music that we hear is absolutely fine, but it doesn't appeal to me that much. And even Lisa commented on how strange it was that Bart's narrative and her narrative collided, and the direction it took was just really boring and not interesting. And yeah, it's not a very well structured episode. There are individual moments that are okay, and certain bits that I thought were quite good. For example, the thing with the ostrich, the second time we see the ostrich. I think it's the second time. You'll know which bit I mean. But honestly, I didn't love it as a whole. So there were bits of it. I also felt like it was just trying too hard. At the beginning, we have, Bart drumming, and then it's replicated several times over, and it's trying to be interesting to look at, but it just tries too hard. So for me, it just didn't work very well. Jazzy and the Pussycats has some good music, also really good title, very effectively, great pun there. Enjoyed that. But aside from that, I have to say, it's definitely not one of the best.